with the issue that is on the floor. Deal with the issue on the agenda. But this boy who has his own record against him.
Who's the boy?
You know him. No. Yeah, but every time he sees me, he talk about Walk Ranko, Prince Johnson, Walk Ranko. When you see me, I want you, Mr. Pro Tem, give me a time, set a special date. I will brief the Senate. I will elect you. I will teach you. I will tutor you by using the very TLC that justice was not done to. Before the fraud, irregularities. This is why the commission
will call for war crime court here, and those who feel guilty will always feel from session. But every time you say war crime court, they say the ugly animal go bring water and baboons start making flowers. By the time you say war crime court, Prince Johnson feel that you're talking to him. If he say he did the right thing to protect his people, go say it before the court. At this point, the impunity in this country is emboldening people to even be more corrupt and do things and to hurt this country with no fear that justice will be meted against them. And so at the mention of the name War and Economic Crimes Code, those who feel guilty at heart, even the Bible says, even the wicked flee when nobody running after them. At the mention of the name War Crime Code, Prince Johnson goes into IRA. I think he will run away from session every session because every time I will remind us that we have to do War Crime Code. We got the culture of impunity must come to an end. No, then they don't understand the issue. The issue is about the culture of impunity, transparency and accountability. Transparency and accountability.
In the United Kingdom, in England, Paul Maguire, who was playing for Manchester United, Harry Maguire, is a defender. He was tackling everybody and throwing his bodies everywhere that he was seen as the best defender in the world. Manchester United went and bought him. He became the biggest threat at the center of Manchester United's defense, tackling Manchester players and giving assists to opponents. Mr. Speaker, when even the opponents fail to score, Maguire will score for them.
It's revolving. If I said this in the past, about almost a year ago, and somebody decides to bring the cassette of oath today, it does not have any effect on our desire to endorse Honorable Jeremiah Coe on Wednesday. This Wednesday, we are going to go to Ganta in a number, hundreds of people to endorse Honorable Jeremiah Coe as our candidate for the MDR. That's what I know. Well, if I say, look, I don't want to eat GB right now, and then after an hour, I decide to eat, my stomach is okay, can I come in the GB and eat? Politics is not stagnant, I just told you. He has been, he's developmentally inclined on the ground, he got his any work all over the places in his district, in other areas. He's doing remarkably well, and so we will endorse him. One of the candidates that are running is the only MDR candidate that the CDC government will have to endorse also because we're collaborating with them. The propagandist that recorded it secretly when I was speaking my mind at that time and decided to bring it up today, it's up to them. 4 days ago, I was home. I received no visitor. I was home. That's not true. No. I don't know when they did it, but they did the recording secretly. Whatever it is, the secret recording they're taking these days don't mean anything for me. We got to endorse Jeremiah Coe on Wednesday, and you overwhelmingly defeat all the candidates in them. That's the new strategy they do these days. So it doesn't matter to me. If it was intended to destroy me or what, it doesn't touch me at all. Well, you better trust me, I'm a politician. A politician, politics, I just told you, is not stagnant, it's revolving. And sometimes something can cause you to say something one point in time, and when it is resolved, you can change. So it doesn't matter. For me, what I will tell you is we are supporting Honorable Jeremiah Coe, and Jeremiah Coe is up to the task, and you will defeat.
I'm joining to ghost it to the women store to they get money into the store, they will go take it from there. I say, my man, I only buy for the same leisure.
Then how can the police catch you now?
The police before the man call me back. I was only 18. They more.
The same man now.
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who want for you to go steal.
Yeah, he called me on the 18th.
Yeah.
Now in the around about 8:30, the man called me. He said, "Oh, my man, I'll let you be there and call you back again."
So that time you go to where?
I go to where?
You leave from your working place, you come to the man.
Yeah, I'm from to my working area to Clarence to now go to the man.
To go steal now.
No, I'm not go steal. I go steal. I go to yeah. How you question me, man? The thing you want for me to explain for you to understand, then you still questioning me, doubling the question. How many talk clear now?
Okay, let's go now. I beg you, sorry.
I say.
When they call you in and now.
When the man call me in and
yeah, you're three.
Yeah. So he said, I want to give you tea to carry to
the man say he want to give you what? Tea.
Have milk tea.
Oh, milk tea.
Yeah.
For you to drink.
With bread.
The bread.
3 pieces of sugar bread.
With egg inside.
With egg inside. My butter. So when I carry it to the man, say carry it to the man. When you give it to the man, then you must come back to the car.
So the food man give you now, you carry now so you can go.
Oh, where you going now? I say, oh, I'm going right here. So one of my friends called me.
And the same man you going to now?
Yeah, the same man.
And the man tell you say he want for you to go steal.
No, yeah. So when I go to the man, he say, no, papi, you can't wait for me to spin. I'll leave the whole town now. You can judge people.
I just asking you a question, sorry.
You can judge people like can come here.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you double in the question, because I say when I move from here, I'll free. You I say when I move from here, I'll free. If you say one talk again, I wanted to make a whole talk clear to you, but you double in the question. Hi, land looking, hi, looking, then you want force another more word there again. Why not be looking to the top? I'm not going to talk again. And said they call me to the office, I go explain.
I think you explain to me that you come to get fair. You say you carry tea to the man. After you carry tea to the man, you come now. So what next now?
And for me, I'll not fair.
Nobody, you getting very. You say asking you too much question. Hey, just explain things. Say they make your egg and bread. You bring it. Okay, sorry. That's why I say sorry now. Okay, sorry.
If you
okay, I will not ask you the question again. Okay, sorry.
When I give you answer now, then you.
Okay. Explain again. I'm not asking you no more question again. Okay, let's go ahead now.
Go to school. The English say I name the English.
Okay, sorry. That's why I say sorry now. Sorry.
Say Ali, you take time.
I'm taking time. Okay, sorry. Okay.
The fact that it was through a kind generosity and he brought him to prominence, I will always give him that credit. Okay, I will always give him that credit, and I hope wheresoever he is, God will continue to stand with him. Okay,
in England, called Maguire, who was playing for Manchester United. Harry Maguire. He's a defender. He was tackling everybody and throwing his bodies everywhere, that he was seen as the best defender in the world. Manchester United went and bought him. He became the biggest threat at the center of Manchester, tackling Manchester players and giving assists to opponents. When even the opponents failed to score, Maguire will score for them.
And of course, this is the team that introduces and closes the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1, the official voice of Atlantic Broadcasting Corporation. We're live and direct from the... Good afternoon, welcome to the Wednesday's edition of the program. Today is April 19th, 2023. What a pleasant way to welcome you from just wherever you are this afternoon, whatever you're doing, to this edition of the program, the Hard Talk. Today is the 19th day of April 2023. This month is gradually coming to an end, and we'd love to say welcome to another edition of the program. Once again, this is Theo Williams. My colleague is Anthony J. Van Jondley. We'll drive you between 9 to 6 o'clock with all of those interesting developments of the day. One of the four witnesses
and electoral and injectic who are not faring too well, who should have been here today for the Women World, but unfortunately,
Princess
could
Kamara
not have
and
been
Evelyn
here.
Cooper.
The two of them fell sick at the same time.
Yeah, thank God they didn't drag us today.
So we want to wish them speedy recovery
you know that two people
on the program this afternoon.
on the post side they discuss women issue. They can drag the men.
Drag the man.
They can drag us.
But I'll be here. We hope that they'll be back very soon.
Yeah,
to
man.
work.
We hope you guys can recuperate in the soonest possible time. Evelyn Cooper and Princess Kamara. We wish you guys well as you want to go some time of illness.
Right.
All the best. Get well soon.
And so I know what we have for Wise Voice today is this one say do the difficult things. Why they begin with a single step. That's
Great. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. That's a wonderful piece. Great wise words of the day. Thank you ever so much, Anthony. Let's get to business now. Well, this 100 million drug trafficking case is gaining momentum, if I will pull it that way, at the Criminal Court C at the Temple of Justice in Monrovia.
okay.
Sometime ago, sometime last week, all of the witnesses were on the stand again, testifying against the defense counsel, and the trial was rescheduled for a later date on grounds that they did not have the interpretation machine, for the foreign national who was involved with the drug trafficking case to use. So, based on that, Judge Blamont Dixon had to forward the case to a later date. But I'm told the case has resumed, and today, Marlian Conte was on the stand again, testifying against defense counsel at the Criminal Court C, Temple of Justice in Monrovia. So, like I informed the audience earlier on, we'll have our Judicial Bureau Chief joining us via the telephone line to see in Monrovia. Kroman is the Executive Director of the Green Revolution. He will tell us about the just ended BVR exercise across 6 counties, the first 6 counties across that's Bombing, Grand Kipman, right?
Yeah, Moserado,
Bapolo, Bassa, yes, Margibi. Manja has been crisscrossing those counties, observing the process for himself, and so he will fill us in with some of those observations. Yeah, he picked up during the first phase of the BVR exercise. We'll also talk about the Green Revolution position ahead of the October polls. Where does the Green Revolution stand ahead of the election?
In England, Paul Maguire, who was playing for Manchester United. Harry Maguire is a defender. He was tackling everybody and throwing his bodies everywhere, that he was seen as the best defender in the world. Manchester United went and bought him. He became the biggest threat at the center of Manchester United's defense, tackling Manchester players and giving assists to opponents. Mr. Speaker, when even the opponents failed to score, Maguire will score for them.
This afternoon, you may laugh here in studio. Maguire is an embarrassment to you, Anthony. Is he an embarrassment? Is he an embarrassment to your team?
That could be a discussion for another day. We have a match tomorrow with
Mr. Speaker, even if the opponent failed to score, Maguire will score for them.
So tomorrow we're having a match with Sevilla.
After
Sevilla against you, please ask me whether Maguire is an embarrassment.
By the way, is he still a captain?
Maguire remains the captain of Manchester United.
Okay, now captain at depth back and play Malamel.
Even though they make him come from the bench.
Okay, man, let's welcome Manja Vanengbese Kroman. He's the executive director of the Green Revolution. He's been moving about 6 counties during the phase 1 of the BVR exercise. He's back in Monrovia, looking so energetic, and he's our guest on today. Yeah. Manja, It's good to have you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Hard Talk. How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. Let me use this time, precious time of mine, to appreciate Comrade J5 for this invite and appreciate the management of ABC for the relocation.
I really getting bright.
Shut it down. But to be very frank, you know, that's why we did 2017 to ensure that the young people come to leadership. We know when we are given an opportunity, we can do better, even though we have not seen that in the CDC level government for the past 5 years or 6. But this establishment is I'm gonna give a kudos to you guys for that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great. Kudos to our young and energetic manager, Mr. Fidel City. Thanks to all members of the team as well. I mean, it's a young team here at ABC Radio, and we are prepared to do what we can do best in the interest of this institution, in moving the institution forward. So having said that, Manja, you started a campaign some time ago with B. Martin. Where are we now with that campaign? How did it end?
No, it did not end. We realized the B. Martin debate is impossible to end because our country is presently affected by systematic corruption from the mineral industry.
Okay.
I think we staged over 26 protests at the company satellite site in Kinjo.
Wow.
Yeah,
26.
yeah. At the end of the day, instead of them addressing the core issues we were demanding, that they are extracting us education package for our people in Grand Kemakande. Students must be given opportunity to go to school at the expense of the company. We're demanding that the company be state of art high school and other opportunity, medical facility and other things. Instead of them addressing that, they went behind and decided to dish out 450,000 directly to the community, which was not in the MDA.
All right.
So they are leaving the major core and trying to see if they can baffle the debate that we are raising.
The MDA is the Mineral Development Agreement, right?
Yes. So they have not done anything. What they have done, they have been successful in suffering the minds of the people with few cash and fee that they could ride around because they have been protected by zero-minded corrupt officials of the government. So we are praying God that maybe after this election, 2023 elections, come January, there'll be a new leadership sworn into power, and we'll see how we can retake the debate again, B. Martin.
Can we say you failed on that debate?
No, we are not. We can't. What we did, we may be Martin to pay the both 450,000.
You started the fire and did not end the fight.
Yeah, we decided
you surrender.
We have not surrendered.
Well, you compromise or what?
Compromise. We can never compromise with B. Martin. B. Martin is a mafia criminal cartel. There's no way we can compromise with
what level of progress have you made in that fight?
Well, we decided to leave it. You know, we are a civil society organization. We are not a national government where it can make things happen. We raised the debate. We remove the conscience of the people, right? Now we are making the people to stand by themselves, to demand what rights to them. So what we are working on, we are pushing the government, central government now, to see whether the MDA can be reviewed, because the MDA is supposed to be reviewed every 5 years. It have been lapsing 4 years ago. They have not reviewed it. So all those things will not make sense once the CDC level government is in power.
So what do you anticipate if the NDA will be reviewed?
No. Right now, even if it will not be reviewed under the regime.
I'm asking what do you anticipate?
We have
the NDA will
our
be
demand
whether this government or future government.
Our immediate the next government is shown in January 2024. The B. Martin debate will resurface.
And so what do you say?
We are demanding that B. Martin gave our people 2.some million annually for social corporate development.
What do you think the MDA cannot be renewed under this government?
Because the system is being affected by systematic corruption. The MDA should have been renewed since 2018.
All right.
We have been fighting. You know what you guys were up the Broad Street. We have raised the level of protests we have raised with B. Martin to the extent that there were ministerial committees set up to today. Most of the issues agreed at the ministerial conference. Nothing was being.
Come to what we call you here for today, Manja.
Me and Bapolo.
Okay.
So my job there was initially we started March 3rd. The first thing was we did survey of all the electoral side aspect, the demographic released by National Election Commission. Okay. No, National Election Commission will give a list. This is where registration will be.
Okay.
Yeah, this at the time, this place will be. Because what they did was that there was some registration sites that were cancelled and new places were established.
Okay.
So we have to go there and identify this site and see the towns that are easily access that center, right? So we narrow our engagement. We started going to these very villages, informing the people the essence of the voter registration process, why it was important for them to participate, and why it is important for them to pull a number. The 3 counties, right? Now, mind you now, Mr. William, we are doing our own expense. We did not receive a dime from anybody.
Okay.
We did central command. We did collections amongst to engage the community, inform them the importance of the process. Then the last phase, which was the voter registration process, we started on March 20, right? Now that phase was, we started going to those who engaged to ensure that we bring them, because here is it. We realize in our engagement process that most of the people, most of the community doers have lost interest in civil governance. The argument was every time they elect lawmakers, the lawmakers don't come out to them. So they were having interest. Some of them will work from, like for instance, there's a center here at Bro in Buchanan Street, and the village way in Douala the people have to walk from there to come here. You get what I'm saying, right? So the man is saying that he have no interest, because every time he walk that distance, he register and vote. The people don't get back to them.
Okay.
They don't receive any dividend from the national body. No development. Their children are not going to school. Things are all, conditions for them are so bad. So what we did the last instant, the Green Revolution, we decided to re-engage our partners. Our diaspora partners, right? We talked to them and they were able to give us few resources. We chartered motorbike in those counties to take the people from the villages and bring them to the voter registration.
So you were also creating awareness as well?
Yes. That was the second portion of our.
Did you manage to convince those who were hesitant to be a part of the BVR exercise?
Of course. Come on. We have a very good number.
What kind of mechanism did you guys employ to have those number of persons?
What we did community to community, physical engagement with the people, remove the minds of them as to the process. Their perception has been that they have no interest in the process, right? Now we told them the only way development will come to you here, government will be driven by their number. You get what I'm saying, right? The secondly, the level of people you have been electing as the reason why you are not being able to get development. So the first thing to do, if you want to change that, you need to first of all go and obtain your voter registration. Now then the problem argument comes there, they say, yeah, we want to go take the voter registration, but how are we going to get to the site? You see this?
Let me ask you, Maja, did you do that independently?
We have diaspora connections. We have the Green Revolution diaspora.
So, Maja, throughout your observation during the BVR process, the first phase, what did you observe in terms of the NEC workers, registration, citizen, even though you talk about people being hesitant to register, we should manage to convince others. But let's look at the NEC part of the job. What did you observe?
Yeah, initially there were some challenges.
Okay.
Initial few days, because the process maybe in the Western Bloc, right? I was in Kema Basin. Some of the area did not deploy the first day. You get what I'm saying? Some of them have network connectivity. They project you when they send out around a card, it will take them a day or two to get card back because the distance is 500 meters. You get what I'm saying, right? So these challenges were there. But however, after those things were being worked on, we talked to the supervisors who were at the local side, right? Because there were political party monitors at the side, right? Now, the political party monitors were able to convince the next supervisor, seeing these challenges I've had the first 2-3 days, right? Let them give the people, if the man is in the queue. Because what we started observing, okay, that was another issue. We started observing, even though they have had the challenges the first 2 days, but they were still closing at the same time giving them. So when the people are on the queue, convince these people to come, please do not send them back. When they are on the queue, let them register. So they were successful in doing that. Like I can show you, Anthony, at the last 5 days, 90% of our people who are eligible or who are willing or hesitant, they have registered.
Okay.
Because we have initially thought, because of the lapses of the time, right? I mean, the few challenges they have, we thought we could appeal to the management of NEC to give us additional 10 days.
Okay.
But then, the last few days, we went to the we went to the site and observed and talked to villagers, talked to some townships and see most of the people in the town have already registered, so there was no need for them to give us time again. So we dropped that quest.
All right.
Let's go to the issue of the recent report by the National Elections Commission. The NEC preliminary report about 1.4 million registrants
Across the 6 counties.
across Mosorado, Mangibi, Basso, Cape Mount, Bapolu, and Bomi. What is your take?
Well, that number is sincere because I was part of the process.
Okay.
Right? I can vote for the number from Bomi, Cape Mount, and Bapolu because that's where I have direct supervisions, right?
Okay.
I have the numbers here with me. And if you look at that number, you see that there were increment from most of the area. Mind you now that growth, population growth. Every 10 years you expect that the people are growing. Even though Bomi County they did not do well, right? Bomi did not do well because their increment there was just in 3,000. We thought that was very small.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying, right? But in Bapolu did well. You get what I'm saying, right? Bapolu came from 48 and the rate of 50 some more thousand.
Okay. So more than 10,000.
Yes. So
growth.
20,789.
Okay.
So there was some growth. There was some numbers increment, and these numbers were physical.
You think those numbers came about as a result of your effort, the energy you applied to encourage?
It may not be. It may not be. It may not be.
And be a part of the process.
It may not be. Mayuna, we were not in. The level of tactics we apply in Cape Mount, Bapolu, and Bomi was not applied in Magabi, but Magabi still tap. How to call it?
Because Mangibi is populated.
Yeah, Magabi tap. I mean, they have increment. They have a great increment. Magabi came from 154. They went to 184,000.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying, right? They have an increment of 30,000.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, those taxes were not applied because Green Revolution is 90%. So we cannot take that
glory,
credit.
right? Okay.
Yeah, he said that we did it, right? But there was actually, let me give you a number status. The voter card became like almost a customer service something for night. It became very attractive.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying, right?
All right.
People started pulling in. After they saw the few card, they started pulling in to get a card also. So all these things were observed on the fee and they were boosting the processes. So you see some of the number increase. These are some of the factors. But the Green Revolution also play a very significant role in bringing the people.
What would be the concentration of the Green Revolution ahead of the October polls? What will you be looking for, and how do you intend to move out as you approach these elections or during these elections?
Whether, like I told you, Mr. William, the Green Revolution is not a political party. We're a civil society organization. Our job is not to select a candidate to vote for. We are to provide what are the quality that people should look for. You get what I'm saying, right? And
when you say quality, what do you mean? You be telling them, or you be telling them who to vote for, educating them
what
on
they
who
should
to
look
vote
for in a leader. You get what I'm saying, right?
So, for example, you be telling them Theo wouldn't get a kind of quality of vote.
No.
Anthony don't have. Don't vote Anthony. What life?
What are you trying to say in essence?
Thank you.
Let's know from you.
We will be telling them that a leader should be a people-centered person. Leader should be balancedly educated.
Okay.
A leader should be clear of criminal.
When you say balancedly educated, what do you mean?
Maybe if you want to be even though there's no law education, but we are saying if you want to be a lawmaker, be at least a university graduate. We tell the people because you come to lobby for the people. You can't be a third grade student and come and say you're able to lobby among 73%. So these are the ideas we are selling to
then.
Papa. So this time now you have run to Honorable Seri. I mean, what were there? To Masale were involved in bringing, and then the same guy again, Idrissa Masale, have a candidate for the demander, according to what I watched on the one of the podcasts from the internet, right? The demander, according to what the next staff explained, they demanded that the next staff surrender to them the registration for them to see how many civilians have registered. Damn, that's my greatest disappointment. How were they going to detect? Because we're using similar name. The senior guy Vani Kroma, somebody Vani Kroma across.
Exactly.
Yeah, Vani Masale across. So I don't know how they will go serious interact and supporters of Mr. Masale.
Okay.
And there were fracas, but the situation was brought under control after a few hours.
Manja Vaningbese Kroma is our guest. He's the executive director of the Green Revolution. Well, we've been talking about the BVR exercise, the phase 1 that took.
They will win. Yeah, when they are making no effort to mobilize the voters the people to come out to register.
Who are those political parties?
Most of the oppositions and even the ruling party.
Okay.
I was so disheartened. I don't know what strategy Mr. Molo is applying.
Are you telling us that no political party is making effort?
Nothing. They were nothing. Zero. They wanted the party.
The ECC more agent observing this project. This
no,
process.
that was in Monserrado. I can show you. In fact, I sent you the video recordings this morning. Go to their WhatsApp.
I saw a recording where you were on motorbike going.
No, beside that, I was saying I was the men would do that with it, but they did not do nothing to mobilize the conscience of people to come out. It is true. The people are highly affected by bad God. The challenge with
various centers.
Yeah, because you see that these things are require resources. You get what I'm saying, right? Security deployment require resources, but the centers I visited in the 3 countries, there were immigration officers.
Okay, call him.
No, but I'm coming.
5100 0555 105 100 are the numbers to call and be live on the Hard Talk. The first segment of it, we have Manja Vaningbese Kroma as our guest. Let's take this first caller. Caller, yeah. Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
Go ahead.
Okay, this is Chris.
Manja talk his headphone, so you will not hear you.
Naja, how you doing?
You can see the guy representing my district. They call him MSC Camara. He have not done successful third grade. Oh, you don't want me to call the bunny? I mean, I'm begging you, man. I don't think I've gone second grade.
So 077 105
of course, people don't let people based on education. He came out with guys on the call. You know, Kema is predominant of Islam.
So you guys want to erase
they believe in tradition and respect. They call it Bessie. The man doesn't want you to reach it. What he needs is respect. When you give him mutual respect, he give you power.
And maybe the people feel that leadership is not about education.
Yeah, but we need to change that comment.
Let's see whether we can still get a few calls because we will shortly wrap up with Manja. 0777 105 100 0555 105 100 are the numbers you can call to form part of the conversation. Right here on the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. Anthony J. Fantio Williams, our guest, is Manja Vaningbese Kroma, the executive director of Green Revolution. Folks.
National chairman.
Oh, national chairman. Anyway, my executive director is bigger than national chairman.
I'm a revolutionary. I didn't make like too much diplomatic.
When did you guys begin all of this? When was you established and all like that?
Oh, come on, how you be so? You must have been the guy for the power 9 years. Say you're getting the power.
Okay. The Green Revolution.
The
Green Revolution was established as a result of the disenchantment. Disenchantment from individuals.
How when you bring CDC, but then we'll discuss CDC in that though.
We don't discuss it.
Oh, okay.
No, if you want to discuss CDC, CDC is a political party.
Come on.
But we don't have.
The Green Revolution is a political pressure movement. We were being established out of disagreement with how CDC was proceeding as our own government.
Manja, before we leave you, let's know from you. What do you see as chances of the CDC? Do you think the CDC can get a second round?
Where the CDC have no strategy under the leadership of Mobile K. Molu. I think the other strategy Molu has right now is to violently attack people critics of the government.
Molu is currently in the southeast.
My man lead that thing.
But I'm telling
the
you,
resulting to issue of first time voter. If you believe CDC strength has always been 36-38% in the elections. That number have been affected by systematic.
Do you think CDC will be defeated by the opposition?
Well, I cannot say that because what the opposition themselves doing. The opposition did not do anything.
Were you to prefer out of the two, the opposition?
I would prefer that President Weah is booted out from power. It should never be government.
You sound so disenchanted.
No, disenchanted for what? I'm a Liberian citizen. I'm entitled to what is happening to my people. I'm telling you.
Perhaps they did not meet your expectation.
You asked me why we left the CDC. We have not been pushing.
You once upon a time supported the CDC. Am I correct?
I was laying on the CDC. My money brought President Weah to power.
You say what?
My money. President, we had the power.
What do you mean when you say
President, we are not giving money to parties in the campaign 2017. We're using our own resources. We're working on the financial institution as security manager. I'm not going to call it institution. Yeah? I'm using I was standing committee chair of the CDC 2017. We're using our money. Party did not give 1 cent.
So because you did not get anything in return.
No, I was not demanding them to go. No. I was not expecting them to give me anything in return. I was expecting them to do better.
Oh.
The manifesto says we were coming to take our people from living from poor living
proper governance.
Yes. Now, but here is it.
Are you disappointed?
Let CDC show one person in Cayman that they take from poverty.
Are you disappointed?
I'm greatly disheartened with the matter of president. We had this small they perform. Look,
do you believe that the CDC
we are holding president? We are here.
Do you believe?
And shopping in the water dimension in the drown 2020.
Do you believe that the CDC failed?
They have failed dismally.
All right, we have to go 0777 105 100 0555 105 100 12 calls. Then we will leave Maja.
These guys are master of deception on lies.
Let's hear from
you.
Finally, 0777
105 deception on lies.
100 0555 105 100 are the numbers you can call to form part of the conversation. I know we have to leave Maja because our next guest is already here.
Maja, how would you like to close up?
Thank you very much. Like I said, we from the angle of the Green Revolution, we will want to see a brand new government that will come to power to work for our people. President, we have failed. President, we have failed dismally. We will do everything in our power from the angle of the Green Revolution to ensure that President, we are drowned come October 10, 2023. We are going to do that. But right now, we are mobilizing the consciousness of people to obtain the voter registration. We got 3 more counties. Green Revolution is deployed in Bon County. We deploy in Nimba and Maryland County. We are ensuring that our memberships in those counties, the county chairman.
Will you be surprised if President Weah wins a second term?
Well, if that's happening, maybe it's been done by Crocodile or the disorganization of the opposition. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
He's a national chairman of the Green Revolution Liberia. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you very much.
Let's take this song here by Jones Dopo, Liberia's wisdom professor.
Akanzo bua towe akanzo bua mansare si akanzo bua bi o ma o dekre o dele bi o ma o dekre si ya mawe bi mano bi ma akanzo bua agbengara tio si ya mawe bi mano bi ma akanzo bua uni agre bi o ma o dekre and I go use it. Then super cat, copy the cause ya now. Me amade do you be, e man ka desi kaba. Man look over. See my be mano. Be man can so brow. So we are can so brow. Sing we are can so brow. Monsa de I can so brow. Be o ma o tekre. Unazi. Muswan dog big bad little go. Oh, Duruga. See, my way, be man. Bima kan so gratero ko ko bozimo mo yele kangane si amawe bima no bima kan so gwa to we kan so gwa bi o ma o dekre benga tu bi o ma o dekre benga la tesi bi o ma o dekre benga la tesi si amawe benga la tesi mawe bima no bima akanzo bua nini to we akanzo bua koko bozimo dia mawe bima no bima akanzo bua to we akanzo bua tin we akanzo bua monsare si akanzo bua benga tu bua dia mawe bio mawo dekre
Professor Jones Dopo, Liberia's wisdom professor. Well, this is the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. 5 minutes, that's 3 minutes past 5 o'clock. Our next guest is already here. District 17 representative aspirant, Mr. Clarence Cole, is already pretty seated in our studios. We talk about his ambition, his quest to become the next lawmaker of District 17. We'll be asking him why he wants to be the people's representative of District 17. The hard questions are already here to be asked. And so very shortly, the next voice we'll be hearing will be that of Representative aspirant Clarence Cole.
Bioma o dekre unu asike fun dogbe gbadoro ka o
But there was a player in the United Kingdom, in England, called Maguire, who was playing for Manchester United. Harry Maguire. He's a defender. He was tackling everybody and throwing his bodies everywhere, that he was seen as the best defender in the world. Manchester United went and bought him. He became the biggest threat at the center of Manchester United's defense, tackling Manchester players and giving assists to opponents. Mr. Speaker, when even the opponents failed to score, Maguire will score for them.
All right, welcome to the 105.1. We are the official voice of Atlantic Broadcasting Corporation. We are live and direct from the corner of Brown Buchanan Street, downtown Monrovia. Today is Wednesday. Today is the 17th day of April 2023. And of course, my name is Theo Williams. My colleague is Anthony J. Van Jondley. We are bringing you this edition of the program. We attempt to speak with our colleague Stephen Roberts, reporter Stephen Roberts, to fill us in with this development. Let me try to establish contact with Stephen. I hope Stephen is ready. Then we bring on our guest, Mr. Clarence Cole, who is already seated in the studio. One of the four witnesses in the ongoing $100 million drug case, Mr. Malian Conta, has again taken a witness stand representing the defense counsel at the criminal court C in Monrovia at the Temple of Justice. And so Steve is our judicial bureau chief. Steve will give us the detail surrounding that very shortly on the show. So let me try to contact Steve Roberts. I hope Steve is ready. I'm sure Steve is following this broadcast at the moment, and Steve will just give us the needed details surrounding that. Mr. Conte was again on the stand, witness stands today against the defense counsel at the criminal court C in Monrovia. Steve Roberts is ABC Radio Judicial Bureau Chief. Steve will provide the needed detail regarding this development. And so wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we'd like to say a pleasant good evening and a warm welcome to ABC Radio 105.1. If you're driving home this evening, take it easy as you head to your various destinations. Maybe you're somewhere stuck up in the traffic. Just remain calm and just move in smoothly. Avoid using the shoulders of the road and just follow all of those instructions given you by the police. So we have our man Stephen Roberts on the line. Stephen is ABC Radio Judicial Bureau Chief. Steve, let's take you for a few minutes. Our guest is already here, so let's take you for the next 4 or 5 minutes on this one. Today, the man Malian Conte one of the 4 witnesses in the ongoing 100 million drug trafficking case, took the witness stand on today. How did it go, Stephen?
Yes, Mariel Content is one of the 4 accused defendants in the ongoing 100 million drug trafficking case, and so he has taken a stand as a defense witness in the ongoing trial at the Sake Judicial Criminal Court C.
What did he say regarding all of the allegations?
Well, the Mariel Content, which happens to be the lead defendant witness in this entire process, took on his stand since last week, and he has been testifying on allegations leading to his involvement into this entire saga relating to the 100 million drugs trafficking case that came in the country since last year. And one thing he has said, he has denied the allegation level against him, that he knows nothing, he has no involvement into the process. According to Mariel Content is a Guinea-Bissau national who came to Liberia under the pretense that he came to actually get involved into business. And one thing he said, that one of the other conflict, the entire situation, is that Mariel Content, during the beginning of the trial, indicated at the level of the criminal Monrovia City Code that he came to do a business along with a Brazilian national called Gustavo, only identified as Gustavo. Mm-hmm. According to him, Gustavo encouraged him from Guinea-Bissau to come to Liberia and get involved into a business. The first time he said they were to get involved into a frozen food into the country, exporting frozen food in the country and also selling them. And during the last time of his trial, while serving on the stand as a defense witness, he has also said he came here in Liberia to also get involved into gold mining activities. And, so during his investigation, during his testimony, he said his coming into Liberia was being prompted by Gustavo, who encouraged him, and upon his coming, he said when the container that actually brought in the alleged drugs, said it was actually not drugs. According to him, when the container was on his way coming, he said it was frozen fruit that was being brought into the country, and there where they were going to start from. And so upon his going to the Monrovia, Freeport Monrovia, where he was going to free the goods, there where he was arrested by the city police and other security apparatus, for his alleged involvement into the drugs that was imported in the country after it was being discovered in the container, and that came into the country between September to October of last year.
Okay, Stephen, what exactly did he say when he took the stand today?
He did not
say that again.
What did he say exactly?
Well, he's still on the stand because normally when a witness is on the stand, you being questioned on different occasions, different questions by the prosecutor, the opposing party. Now he's representing the defense counsel on the stand, and so he's being questioned by the prosecution. But on today, he was being accused by one of the prosecution lawyer, Bobby Levinson, who accused him of not cooperative or not being cooperative on the stand, because when questions are being posed to him, one of those questions that I remember that were posed to him today on the stand was what connection he actually had, with Gustavo before coming to Liberia. He said he never had any connection with Gustavo. He knew Gustavo, when normally they used to go for practice when he was in Guinea-Bissau.
Stephen, without prejudice, you are a judicial reporter, and I know you have eyes and ears on that ground. What do you see in that case?
Well, at this moment, because he's the first defense counsel, defendant on the stand right now, ongoing the trial. So it cannot be determined, by his testimony into the entire process. And I'm just a journalist covering the entire process. Of course. But what I foresee is that he has said he has no. Guest. Yeah, he has no involvement into this drug trafficking. In fact, he was falsely accused, and in Liberia is to get involved into businesses.
Finally, Steve, the other day you informed us that there was the lack of the machine to interpret those guys. Do we have the machine in country now?
Yes, Gustavo, Marian Content normally speaks Portuguese. He don't speak English. And so in order to be interpreted for the prosecution team to also be able to get what he's saying, there need to be equipment that will also be able to interpret his Portuguese language into another language. And so that was being requested upon as we speak. Is the equipment are available at the criminal court on the ongoing trial.
Thank you, Steve. Let's leave it at that. Thank you very kindly. Stephen Roberts is ABC Radio Judicial Bureau Chief. They're filling us in with details surrounding the 100 million drug trafficking case. Anthony,
and that case is developing interest from across every spectrum of Liberia.
Yeah, and according to Stephen, Marlene Content has denied all allegations that he's not involved with drug trafficking in Liberia and elsewhere.
Tio, no one wants to agree with negative, especially things that will prosecute you. Many a times people don't want to agree until they go to the end. And they want to see maybe themselves coming to a point where they are coming to be found guilty, and they say yes, I do it. Okay. But let's see what happens. Our guest is already seated. I know what we're talking about the case. He himself wanting to be representative. I know it is of major concern to him that maybe the guys in a place too will not be taking Kush and other things.
Exactly. Yeah, Kush is the talk of the town.
Yeah, before we go, this morning, the guys right around my place, they grabbed one criminal, and when they were checking the guy, they poised. I don't know, poised or whether. Yes, because the guys use poised now.
All kinds of things, though.
The guy discovered Kush and other narcotic substances in your bag.
What?
And the man said, "Oh, I didn't think you get in your bed," and he said, "In row." So I was like, "But my man," he said, "Brother, you don't kill me." So I said, "My man, they just kill you because when you take the Kush, you will stay there." What?
My man, they called one criminal, my man. When they open the guy bag, my man, you want to see keys? Different kind of key, my man. They make a key full of bag.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring on our guest. He's already seated, Mr. Clarence Cole, District 17 representative aspirant. Good evening. Good to have you here at ABC Radio for the first time show.
Yeah, this is.
Yes. This is my first appearance.
Okay.
And normally you guys call it my debut.
Yes.
So this is my first appearance, and I'm honored to be in your nice and comforting studio. And I think this is one of the best I've ever entered, and I'm going to remember the atmosphere I'm enjoying.
You're a very young man. I mean, you look good, man.
Thanks. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Anthony, we kick the ball rolling as
yes,
move about the conversation.
I want to start off by asking him how is District 17.
District 17 is great, and so let me start by greetings those who are listening, especially residents of District 17, my beloved people, those who we intend to represent. District 17 is great, Anthony. We, like other districts, everyone right now, the atmosphere is all around. Another opportunity is being given us to make a 6-year decision. Okay. And so at about this time, there is this atmosphere of competition. Everyone is coming, I'm the best. But at the end result, District 17 is going to make a decision that will transform her for the next 6 years and use her as the pedal or the blueprint in transforming the remaining 102 districts across the Republic of Liberia.
Somebody listening, first time listening to Ambassador Clarence Cole, wants to know, who is Clarence Cole?
Ambassador Clarence Cole is just a young man that is passionate about impacting his generation. I hail from a market woman, someone who is so passionate about educating her children, even though she has never been in school. My father was a high school teacher. That was his way of giving back to the society, something that I borrowed from him. And so I'm currently a lecturer at the AMU Zaire University as well, giving back, following my father's footstep. Okay. I come from a family of 11 siblings. That tells you I'm from a typical Liberian family. Right. Howbeit, we have been able to strive through. We win, and as we speak, we are married to our beautiful wife. We have a kid now who will be turning 1 year on Saturday, and I want to wish her happy birthday. I hold a bachelor degree in criminal justice, major public administration minor. I'm currently pursuing my second degree at the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law. I've had series of experience when it comes to leadership, and then I'm currently running my own youth continental organization called the Young Leaders of Africa, with the vision of breeding young Africans for effective leadership. As we speak, our mentees, those we are mentoring, are across Africa, 20 African countries today. Our mentorship has been able to build the capacity of emerging leaders in those countries. And so basically, that's just who I am, a young man wishing and waiting to make an impact in his generation.
What did Clarence Cole bring to this political spectrum of Liberia, particularly District 17? What are you coming with?
That question brings out the essence of our participation into these processes. Okay. And like many young people out there, Javan, you agree with me that he has always been, let us save our money. Let us look for enough cash. And when 2 years to the election is coming, let's move into the community. And trust me, those we are going to use are the young people. We are going to use them to organize the community league. We are going to use them to be the propagandists at the Vera Atai centers. We are going to use them to be the one on the media. In fact, they will be the one gathering, building the campaign center, paying the first to vote, protect the vote, and right after we shall have won the election, we tend to turn our back on them. And so I have said to myself, look, we cannot keep doing the same thing and be expecting different results. It is now time that we change the narrative and do it together. Most times our politician says, the young people, we care for you. We are going to empower you guys. You guys are the future leader. And then all of a sudden, those are commitment made during the political era. Right after it, that particular person who were waiting at about this time to open their bedroom, sit on their bed with you, eat with you, and now they want describing you to be violent, to be rude, to be someone that is not serious, only because you don't want to be seen as the one always supporting, quote unquote, whether right or wrong, they're writing for him. So I've said to the young people, this future that we are defined as, it is now time we take responsibility of delivering ourselves. And that's the thing we bring to the table. District 17 is a great place. Is a place that if we collectively have a genuine leader with a passion to impact the lives of the people in that place, we can have a great district. For instance, I have said to the young people in that district, look around. I'm coming to the election for our generation's sake. We have supported 2 elderly persons in that district, and I'm myself part of it. That's what I'm using. We have supported them overwhelmingly. But if you look around, Javan, there is no single youth center in District 17. Out of every 10 young persons that finish high school in that district, 1 out of that 10 may likely go at the university. And that one person, 2 things must be present. Your parents should have money, and you should also be serious, because there are a lot of them who parents got money, they are not serious, they stay in the district. On the other hand, there are students who perform very well in high school, graduate, but where we found them, they are not at the university. Why? Because their parents cannot afford. So the question we ask ourselves, what happens with the remaining 9 of them? If for any reason they are all males, they are subjected to riding motorbike, ride keke, or you to take football boots, and maybe join the new employment, Orange Mini, Lone Star Mini, Orange Data, Lone Star Data. That is not the empowerment that we actually yearn for. That was not the empowerment that we risk our life in the dark and we were running around, because we wanted you to be that policy maker for us, that person who will have an oversight responsibility earn our interest. So I have said to them, our first year, we are going to ensure that we build the District 17 Youth Center. And at that center, we're going to run 2 key programs. First thing, we're going to introduce what we call the Youth Empowerment Hub. At the Youth Center, let's go there after high school, be able to fetch opportunities like scholarship, youth empowerment, seminars, and vocational training being offered. I hear many of them opening vocational training, and I say to people, what is so disheartening is to see people who call themselves men of God even wanting to pretend and put up a 419 thing. And that is to say, it is not possible you say this is a free tuition thing, but then I register, I buy materials, and then I pay graduation fees. So in short, you telling me come to school to not pay tuition, but bring armchair, bring duster, bring chalk, bring teacher lunch. So why I say that I can pay the fees?
So in essence,
it's a 419 thing.
The tuition is directed
into
the other materials.
Of course.
Okay.
And so at the end result, we're saying let's change the narrative. Okay. I'm going to introduce what we call 4 months vocational training, and the office of the lawmaker is going to provide the materials. So you need not to bother yourself about the constraint. I registered 8 persons. All of that 8, only 1 could complete. The remaining 7 could not come back to me to ask me for materials, only because they could not afford to buy satin. Some could not afford to buy wheat. Some could not afford to buy the road. So at the end result, they dropped. They could not continue. That tells you that it is not a genuine thing. The next thing we're going to do at the youth center is to build 10 rooms for our rehabilitation program. Java, 10 years ago, the proliferation of drugs abuse was not like this. So sit and ask yourself, 10 years from now, it means our society will be such a way that you and I cannot work peacefully. These guys will come after us. What are we doing? I'm saying, look, we're going to introduce our rehabilitation program. There, we're going to collect 15 per cycle. So we collect these 15 persons that are waiting to change, not from the swing community, but take 1 from Pearl River. Go Bancho Beach, take 1 from there. Go Mountain Corner, take 1 from there. Till you get the 15 of them. At that center, we have the health officer flushing the drugs. We have the psychosocial counselor there counseling them. At the same time, these guys are undergoing vocational training, because it's one thing to rehabilitate them, and it's also significant enough that you give them skills. Because I will say there, my brother cannot come from rehab and you expect me to take money and give it to him. At that point in time, I'm still not satisfied with him. So he needs something. If he cannot guess anything to do, he prefers going back into the gap. So I'm saying, look, let's add the rehabilitation in the vocational program running hand in hand. And since I teach at AME Zaire University, I'm going to use my relationship with the Bureau of Correction. Let's take these 15 guys, put them on the bus, take them to South Beach. Some of them haven't been to that area before. Let them pass the first gate, pass the second gate, pass the third gate. Then the next thing that happens, you find out Rare Eye is calling devil and spirit. And when devil and spirit look up and see Rare Eye comes and tell them, look, where I am, for the past 3 months, I have not been able to sit down. For the past 3 months, I have not been able to eat good food. When spirit and devil leaves that place with that experience, they will say to themselves, I prefer going to the wood shop, since I can make table and help the elderly man, than to go back in the gap where I might go to South Beach. So that is our working plan for our young people, especially at the youth center. We intend, like I have said to people, and I want other aspiring to take this from me as well. I am committing 25% of my salary towards youth empowerment in the district.
We have that over and over in the game from other politicians.
You hearing that?
Including the president.
You hearing that is something different, and the person who is saying that, the question should be, how do you intend to get it to them? Okay. And that's where you will know how genuine. Java, I come here and tell you that I'm hungry, you should be asking me when was the last time you eat. If I tell you I ate 1 hour ago, it doesn't mean that. I mean, that clearly shows that I might not be hungry because I have eaten. But if I tell you, Java, for the past 2 days, it should be told, nothing get on the fire yet, then you understand that there's a possibility. So how do you intend to do this? We intend to do this from this background. Not everybody going to support us doing these elections, But at the end result, when you win, you become a leader for everybody.
Right.
Therefore, you should be able to institutionalize your working. That makes you a leader. So what we're going to do is we are conducting our salary account to the District 17 Youth Council account. I'm not issuing check. I'm not giving cash. I don't want you coming to me and I'm telling you, but I say I will give 25% towards youth empowerment. Go and check in Banjo. I'm building the youth center there. That's the same youth empowerment. No, I'm saying every month, if I am to make $4,000, let the bank cut the 1,000 and send it strictly towards the youth account. My point is, at the youth council, they decide how to spend that money for their empowerment. So for instance, if they are to launch a district scholarship fund drive, it means I as a lawmaker has contributed $12,000. In that light, if Peter did not support me, he will not be denied because he did not support the lawmaker, so he cannot benefit from the scholarship. It becomes a merit-based system, and that's how we should do it. At the end of the year, let the district youth council come and account for that, or 12,000 if it is $1,000, but let him come and account for the 25,000 during the annual sitting. Another thing we intend to do, and some will want to say, oh, why the young people? But another thing we intend to do is to introduce what we call the Youth and Student Empowerment Act. Jaffa, no matter how brilliant you are in this country, you go at the university, you graduate with magna cum laude, summa cum laude. Maybe you strive and graduate with an average. You get to that employment place and you want to get a job. You get challenged with the issue of job experience. Okay. How do we solve this problem? I am saying in our Youth and Student Empowerment Act, look, your freshman year, your average GPA is 3 points. Your sophomore year, your average GPA is 3 points. You are not door. Let government recruit you to the agency, the ministry, the commission. There, you are not an employee of government. You are on a 2 years contract with the condition that you will maintain the 3 points. If you go below it, we drop you. So that means you come to work Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, you go to school. Vice versa. At the end of the month, we give you what we call transportation allowance, but the catch is your junior year you working, your senior year you working. When you graduating that day, you are graduating with two things: a bachelor degree and 2 years job experience. Amen, Jaffa. You spend 2 years in the ministry working there, and then you graduate. They can employ you. Maybe we will carry a nothing over for your graduation gift.
So you highlighted too many things which are national concern to Liberia. You talk about the issue of drugs, the issue of education, other things. Mm-hmm. But I'd like to know from you, how familiar are you with issues affecting the people of District 17? What are those major things they face with?
Javan, I was born, raised, schooled in District 17. In fact, I am one of the administrators for 1,700 acres of land in District 17. That is where I'm from. So this question, there are a series of challenges, but let's try to prioritize them. Like I said to people, we cannot do everything at once. Javan, one of the major things that opens any constituent or any economy is the issue of electricity.
Right.
So electricity is one of the major concerns to District 17, and that's the reason why we could not sit back when the issue or the need arise for us to pressure government feet to the fire in order to have the electricity expanded in our district. Many a times people mock at us. They say, why we went to protest, why we went to call on national government to expand the electricity in District 17. You are aware, you in the media space. We got flogged, we got arrested, we slept to censure, someone will say, in a cell with others, young people. But we did that, and we know that for the fact that we could have gone that far, when we become lawmaker, I can rest assure you that District 17 electricity will cut across. It makes no sense that the electricity will be in Vincent It is in Baditown. Then you got Ray Field, you got Iron Gate, you got Bravisto, Paco Corner, Riggs, Plonker. No electricity. So what happened in between there? Why? And so I said to people, Yes, they said the project is ongoing. As we speak, we got engaged with the authority and they are doing all they can. They gave us the assurance that moving up towards May, they will start up with their process. In fact, as we speak, they are currently in Banjo and doing extension, that which I have witnessed. And so it is on the right trajectory. Trust me, once electricity is expanded in District 17, we're going to get on the path. Another thing that is a major concern in District 17 is the issue of health.
Okay.
I hear someone saying, oh, I'm going to ensure referral hospital is built in District 17. That is not the solution, Java.
What is the solution?
I can say to us that our health sector, we need to increase the budgetary allotment for our health institution. And that's one of the key things I'm going to pay attention to. Okay. While we are encouraging our colleagues to increase the budgetary allotment that will be submitted through the finance ministry to the legislature for ratification, we're going to do all we can to increase it. While we are doing that, I have said to myself that, look, let us use the legislative engagement fund to tackle health and education. So the 30,000 that, and I'm saying it on this radio so that it can go to our people, that 30,000, it should remain. Why it should remain? Because if you take it from there, it goes to the executive. Why, if the executive does not deem it prudent enough to come to my district, it means my people will be lacking that impact from the 30,000. But this is how we can use it. Let's take 50% of that money, which is 15,000, and give it to the district health officer to buy drugs for the various public clinics in the district. For example, Banjo Public Clinic, Bala Public Clinic. You go Manko Town, we got another public clinic there. Those facilities do not have sufficient drugs, so people prefer going to the new community clinic to spend 5,000 just for malaria and typhoid, whereby they could go at the Banjo Public Clinic and spend 500 and be given similar treatment. So we say give the 15,000 to her or to him, and at the end of the year, let him come and tell you how he or she spent that 15,000 on the drugs for the health center in the district. If they mismanage it, what we're going to do is ask the Minister of Health to relieve them of their position and turn it over to Justice Ministry for prosecution. The remaining 15,000, trust me, look at the public schools. I've said the times without number. The same instructors at the public school are the same instructors to the private school. The same people teaching for Ginger Christian Academy Vicar are the same people teaching Sarah Barkley, Annie Banks. So what's the issue? They are using the same curriculum. The issue here is we need to pay attention in improving the facility and the services of the public schools. So what do? I'm saying let's take the 15,000 and introduce this thing called the high school vocational training. It means we are going to buy materials, pay the trainers, so that your 10th grade year you do interior decoration, your 11th grade year you do cosmetology, your 12th grade year you do tie dyeing. When you graduating from high school, you are graduating with a high school diploma and 3 separate skills, and now waiting when you finish high school before you start vocational training. These are things that we are talking about. And I can safely say to you, when these things are implemented, it has nothing to do whether or not you supported the current lawmaker, because why? It is being institutionalized. And I think that's how we should have our district being run.
Again, I want to know, a recent, you mentioned the issue of the LEC, but I still want to know, how far are we with your fight with the Liberia Electricity Corporation? You were arrested the other time. I saw that on video. You were arrested, taken to Central, and I was like, what they carry my man? But how far are we?
Javan, once you want to be there for the people, I have said to people, every great leaders have bear some scarf. Some of them to the extent they got assassinated. The Martin Luther King got assassinated. Nelson Mandela had to spend those times in jail, and you can go on naming many of them. And so sleeping in jail with my people that day because of a basic social service that government owe us, I don't see it as a negative mark. I see it as a true definition of how far we can go to make our people lives better. And so the case is in court. I don't talk much of it.
Okay.
Yeah, because the government sue us, and that's the funny part about it. And so they sue us. We are staying in court. They are holding and putting it. But yeah, we said, like I said, they have initiated this phase that they were talking about, because they promised us April they were going to do it. And so in Bancho now, you see they are cutting trees so that the tension wire can go, or that black wire rather can go. And so I think they have gotten started, and sooner or later it will take time, but the electricity will cut across. And so that's what happening in some areas where there is no light pole. They are not carrying poles there, and this is sickening because someone said, one politician in that district who got nothing to show, say he has paid for all the LDC pole in the district. What a myth. But at appropriate time that will be said and done with. But I want to say to you that is in progress, and it is working on.
Your former boss, Representative Henson Kezulu, though you, with your deliberation, anyone listening will say Clarence has a vision for District 17. But you were associated with Representative Henson Kezulu. Many of the residents of District 17 have criticized him for alleged failure to help the district. They also criticized him for abandoning the district, going to Grand Cape Mount to contest for the senatorial seat. Clarence, how do you detach yourself from Representative Kezulu serving in the office, coming to the political phase of the district, wanting to be representative? What do you think?
Java, you just spoke as one of the almost all of them, the 40 plus aspirants we got in the district. Okay. When they get to the community, they don't focus on their platform. Hassan Kezulu left the district, he bringing one office boy to be to be representative. So sometimes I just laugh. But let me say this, right? Not because I'm contesting the election, I'm going to be ungrateful. I'll clear with it. I'm not the only young person who supported Honorable Kezulu in the district. In fact, he won with over 7,000 plus votes. Right. It means every one of us supported him. 7,000 plus people believed in the vision at that time, believed in the ideology, and saw him as the best option 2017 to drive us through. Okay. And I will simply say to you, call him in as one of his staffers in the office. In fact, let me just clear the air, because many people think that I'm the chief of office staff. Truth be told, I'm not even part of the top 5 top working officers in the district. For example, you have the chief of office staff, special assistant, administrative assistant, resource officer, political officer, district coordinator. I'm way to the 7th place. I'm the executive secretary. But again, my passion to make impact and serve my district has been seen like I'm the chief of office staff in the office. And I said, no problem. That shows how effective I am in giving back to my people. Okay. So at about this time, I will not come and say, oh, it was wrong for he taking over the district. It was wrong. No, I'm saying I'm grateful he afforded me the opportunity, which has given me 6-year working experience, giving me an understanding of how the legislature work and some of the basic challenges we have in our district. More to that, things that we did, and we need to redefine it in order to be straight and move forward with the district, like the District Development Council. I strongly believe that is an opportunity that I can look down on. Now, the next thing we'll move on to why Honorable Kezulu should not be a center of discussion for District 17 decision. The reason is there are 2 morals in his decision. Those morals are things that we as residents in District 17 need to open our eyes. For example, 2011, Takia won. Right. He did what he could do. And when he came back 2017 to ask, oh, can you people evaluate me on what I have done? And the people said, you did not do enough for us to give you second term. So they turned him down. Okay. Honorable Kezulu has played his own part. But sadly for us, he's not coming back to us to answer whether or not what he did are sufficient enough for us to give him a re-election. So it means we need to focus on now, if at this time he's making a decision to leave the district and it's affecting us, those who come in, will they be in similar position tomorrow to make this decision he's making, and we will be affected? For example, the 2 morals are one. Honorable Kezulu is going back to his home, Cape Mount. Okay. That is a moral that none of us can tell someone, say, don't do. He left from Kema as a tailor boy, came Vata. When you became controller general, became representative, then he started to visit his home. People say, come home. It left with him to say yes or to say no. No one can stop it. And he accepted. Okay. The second moral there is the issue of progress. He's leaving from representative and going to senator. It's progressive. Every one of us that are contesting, and that's why I come in to say to them, even those of us that are aspiring to contest in the district, we're leaving from citizen to be a government official. That is progressive. So if Honorable Kasolu is answering yes, and we feel a banner, it means we should open our eyes, those who come in, and ask them, if we did not see the two morals 2017, if we see them now, will we be affected again like we are after 2023? And the question is, yes, that's the reason why I'm contesting, Java. When you look in the race, and I'm not going to mince my words on this, look, for example, Wilon Keto contested 2011, came second on CDC ticket. Now he went low for 2017, he was nowhere to be for. 2023, he back in the district wanting to contest. Keto win, he's going strictly to Lofa County to be senator. They seem tomorrow going to carry him. And what we're going to say, Honorable Kasolu did it to us, Keto not doing it to us. No, as young people, and especially residents of District 17, we should open our eyes. The next person is Cesar Freeman. He contested 2005. Kola Connect District number 1. He got 438 votes. Look it up on the internet, those of you that got Antro phone. Now he leaving Grand Kema County only because District 17 does not have an equivalent representative coming back. So everybody see it as an open space. Let's go there. We'll go do anything there. When we feature, then we will go back home. Our district should not be that way. I believe let the resources for District 17 be used for District 17. And that's the reason why those of us born, raised in District 17, from Mosorado County, we coming back to say, look, let us do this for our district, because if District 17 becomes better, you too can move and go back to your village in Grand Crew. You too can go back to your village in Lofa. You too can go back to your village in Bombay. And so we should not do it only because this is my kinsman or this is my tribal man. No, let us see the reality. And more to that, I think the district needs someone who is passionate about development.
We should be going to the line very shortly, but before we do that, the first phase of the BVR process has ended in 6 counties, of which your county was a part. The National Elections Commission released a report announcing about 1.4 million registrants in Mosorado and other counties, the 6 counties. What's your take?
Trust me, the process from the beginning was marked with a lot of inconveniences, especially getting adjusted to the electronic means of registering, knowing for the well that our power grid is something we are challenged with. The solar panels, we have machine spotting, cars being destroyed, and so it weakened the people at first. Right. But with our own awareness too, we were into the district encouraging people that, look, this is more important, because you are to go and pay $5 for a citizen ID card. Imagine you getting your voter registration card, which is also a national identity card, free of charge. The citizen ID card expires, I think, 2 years. And then the voter cards go for 6 years before it expire, or maybe you can renew it. And so it's more prudent enough, even if you don't want to vote, go and get the card. That was the first stage. And I think our people listen. And so they turned out and they registered enough. From our observer we sent to the various fields, District 17 is approximately into the 60,000+ registered voters. I'm saying all official because we have over 50 registration centers in the district, and we were able we were able to cover approximately 95% of those areas. The district is both rural and urban, and so we were able to reach to everywhere, but 95% were covered. So with that, I think our people are prepared. And I was saying to them, look, if we must do this together and attract development, we need to register it, especially with the mindset, the mechanism that are going to use for our developmental draft. Java, not everything has to start with the national government, and that's why we're going to introduce. We will establish the District Development Council from the 7 settlement. A subsection of that council will be a community development council. For example, you look at Banjo. Banjo consists of 23 sub-communities. Now, the residents in that community, there are over 5,000 family heads in that community. Imagine if each family head were to pay $100 for development per month. In a month time, we will be raising 500,000 Liberian dollars. Right. In 3 months time, we'll be raising 1.5 million Liberian dollars. 6 months, we are talking about 3 million. In 1 year time, is 6 million. We can use 6 million of our own money we have raised as community dwellers and do any development we want to do in our district, added to what the lawmaker will be giving. But to do that, we need transparency and accountability. That's why we're going to open an account for the Community Development Council, where the lawmaker will be an A signatory. And before we disburse any cash from that account, we make sure we call a mass meeting. Look at Banjo Road. You think we can extend it? Look at Moton Corner Road. Imagine we raising that amount of money, the lawmaker adding on it, and we're making that petition to the executive that this is what we want you to do, and this is our own contribution. Moton Corner Road can be fixed, and we can move on and name those other areas in the district that needs development, and collectively we can do it. That's why I continue to say to the people, I'm not going to take loan, Jaffa. I'm not going to sign an agreement so that when we get you doing the Quick Impact Campaign project, after you can see me because the money meant development, I'm paying someone loan with interest. No, let's do it together. We did it before. Yeah, we are. Will we do it again and then come back and complain? So sometimes when they say politicians are the cause, let us go back and ask we the electors, what was the yardstick we used to vote Mr. X? They said the same yardstick again we're going to use to vote Mr. C. It means Mr. C might come back like Mr. X. And I'm saying let's change the narrative together.
Do you have any political affiliation?
Speaking of my political affiliation, it is obvious that as it stands, we affiliate with the United Party.
Are you going for primary?
The consensus is on, and I hope they do due diligence, because one of the things that has been an issue, Jaffan, is the fact that political parties or leadership of the federal parties believe that you must be old enough before you come to the process of leadership. Jaffan, out of the 40 plus person in that district, none of them have a leadership track record proven to be effective as compared to me. I have served as member of the Students' Parliament, Speaker of the Parliament, Vice President, and President at the Air Missouri University, 12,000 persons. That is it's not something, it's not something easy for you to manage. Not only that, I'm currently representing Liberia at the Africa Youth Parliament. I'm the Vice President for the Young Political Leadership School of Africa Class 7. I'm currently on the board of directors for the Africa Entrepreneurship Network with headquarters in Johannesburg. Specifically, my role there is to coordinate the aspect of leadership and youth capacity building. Not only that, I have spent 6 years working at the Capitol building. I've come with the experience. So sometimes people say, oh, the job is about experience. And where that man is young, yes, he's educated. But I say to them, wait, the work we're going to do, they're not DJ work. They're not gun we're going fire. We're not going to do mechanic job. So before you ask for the experience, let us what's the job. It is about leadership, and you must come with it, because I've always said what is not in you cannot come out.
In one line, what if you are not accepted on the party ticket? What else do we see?
If the local leadership decides that property clearance is now old, I don't have gray hair, because that's the only reason we have been in the district.
Another person could be selected not on the basis of age, maybe they feel that message.
The names currently at the district there for our ticket, if and only if they want to do due diligence, let us be clear with it. United Party is nobody from where you can come and pick, then you go. We did it here in Great Kema County. We took Simeon Taylor, we made him senator. And right after that one Simeon Taylor, then he went back to a party, CDC. Now we're hearing Ketor from CDC 2005. He campaigned against Joseph Human Boaka, the United Party. 2011, he campaigned against United Party. Yes. Now 2017, he campaigned against United Party, causing us to lose. Then he coming this time around, 2023. Then we're hearing it should not be a space for him. That's one. And so I'm saying the district got a history, and that history in that district, the people have elected their leader there.
I agree.
Dakia Kim there, you are not from United Party, but you want to base upon a relationship with the people.
So with that history, what would you do in the case you are not selected?
I'm saying, why would you boss the Pagana and ask yourself, I mean, the Pagana still close. You boss it, and then you say, I'm coming through Pagana. Where there a boss? When a boss, then we know where we're going. So
let's see what we can pick few calls from our followers. 0777, please coordinate the call line for me. 0777 105 100 0555 105 100 are the numbers you can call and be live on the program. We have a call on the line there. Hello. Go ahead. What's the name and where you joined from? Okay, Ambassador, go ahead.
This is my brother with exporting and took this very well. However, I don't want for him to be like that. There's a representative where everything was being seen as a sponsor, everything is taboo, everything is taboo. People going there to religious and giving a cloud call that is like, oh, you like that? You did it protect the person. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Another person is already here. Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon. How you doing?
Good evening. My name is Anthony. Go ahead.
Oh, Anthony, thank you very much. This is Alex Wilson, and I joined the conversation from District 6, Maxorado County.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. I followed the conversation online. The young man who still there spoke very well, and I know him. He and myself were in Zion together. They cast him for leadership, really. He spoke like a leader. You know, we have been making these basics over and over in the game. He just mentioned the issues of Dakia and that of other aspiring. Yes, it is true. So I think leadership is about capability. And the guy is capable. The man can lead the district. No, give him the chance. He is a very young guy.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name? Where you call from?
My name is Charles S. Foden, calling from Province District 17 to be precise.
30 seconds, sir.
Honorable Clarence, who is a youth advocate and is very much in that process.
All right, thank you.
To the point.
All right.
To the point.
Thank you. Hello. We don't have time, sir.
Yeah,
good evening. Mohammed, how you doing?
Well, I'm fine.
30 seconds.
Thank you so much. Give me 30 seconds. Let me just bring you to again. I think I listened to you and you never read all so many key issues. But I want to know from you, you know, for me, I'm so much concerned about
people living with disability. Yes.
Okay, which is disabled. I want to know, okay, because if you visit District 17, you have one of the center over there that's the mini the school of the blind. I'm over there. What happened? Like no wrong road that is empty. If it comes to the issue of advocating for our brother, schooling situation, what it's called. If you look at
Thank you, Mohammed. What has been his contribution? Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
30 seconds.
And good evening to Ambassador.
I told you already that 30 seconds, so when you finish, I'll cut you off.
Yeah, my name is Vaikamon M. Salif. I join you from District 17 to be precise, the Kamara Intellectual Forum. And I listen to your guest speakers this afternoon. I think we need to bring rocket scientists when it comes to the experience of leadership concerning him to represent us in the district.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
30 seconds. Go ahead. Your name and where you come from.
This is Samuel Mayo, calling from District 17. Hello.
Samuel, go ahead.
Yeah. Honorable Akala, what he's saying about Honorable Keto is now a citizen. To be very fun to tell you, Honorable Keto is a United Politician.
Okay.
Honorable Keto is a United Politician.
All right.
Now or citizen.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think let's pick up this person, then we come back to our guest. Hello.
Yes, good evening for a long time. This is Joseph Special Kenyu.
Oh, Joseph, go ahead.
Hello.
Joseph, we just.
Are you getting me?
I mean, I tell you seconds, so I'll put you up.
Yeah, so like I said, the issue of Clarence, addressing this or this evening is that on the issue of Honorable Keto, let me just make this clear to him that Honorable Keto is somebody that is reputable and by the people of District 17.
Thank you.
Famous edition.
Thank you very much. I think we have to leave it as that. Clarence, we got. Let me see. We have 1 minute 30 seconds to go. 1 minute now to go. You use just that 1 minute to close up.
Thank you, Javan, and let me start off by saying thank you to all those who call, and you can see from the quarters that overwhelmingly the district is getting resolved in making a change, and collectively we're going to change that narrative. To my brother who talked about the disability community, we've been reaching out to them. COVID time, we were with them. We've been visiting the campus as part of our plan for them. You see, actually, we need a sustainable plan for them, and that's why I've been saying over and over and again, we need a law to have them represented to on the decision-making table. Just that one seat for representation, maybe at the lower house, so that all of the disability can have one person there represented, so that they too can have a voice. And that is something we overwhelmingly committing ourselves to do. We're going to lobby it. We're going to ensure that the two laws we have going to pass, the Youth Empowerment Act and our disability representation at the legislature.
They just look at Clarence say, since you contesting District 17, don't contest. Then one disabled can contest. I don't know how you will feel.
I will be happy. You know the reason why? Because at the end result, a segment of the society that has been looked down upon, like the young people, will be given voice, and that will be something that we will want to do. Trust me, Javan, we can do it. Right. So lastly, let me just sum up with this. You know, as we speak, the entire sedition in disguise, quote unquote, Reverend Dr. Keto, they are there right now listening. Now you see them running, coming. But the truth of the matter here is, it is up to us as partisans to decide whether we will trade our party again and come back and people go back to where they're from. I have been one person who said to people, look, let us be institutionalists. This thing is not because you're from Lofa, Baka from Lofa, so it means they might impose you on us. No, that is not the methodology that we are going to have a district that will have a leader that have the passion and the commitment to stay in the district, develop the district, and use the district as an example for a higher seat. And so on that note, I would like to end up with this and say that District 17, do not lose hope. There is still a way for us to change the narrative. There are many of us coming to you, and the reason I put us there because we're 40 plus. Maybe say before I leave from the show, another person too will put their banner up, and then we enter 50. But the truth of the matter is, you know who been there with you. This young man been here. Okay. The fatal family case we ended. The LSC we ended, and trust me, District 17 will be the reference for the next senator for Montserrat County 9 years after. I'm not shaking table.
Ambassador Clarence H. Cole is his name. He comes from District 17, Montserrat County, wanting to be representative of that district, wanting to replace his former boss. My name is Anthony J. Fantio.